Afternoon. How are you?
Happy New Year. That's getting funnier and funnier, actually. It's getting weirder and weirder. Hey, I hope you had a good day.
I did. I got out on the bike. I shot a bike video. I know you'll watch it and post on it, right?
Oh, yeah, so of course I will. Of course I will. Absolutely.
Oh, by the way,
Um,
that Trump Iran Rhapsody thing, that's almost
Yeah,
85,000 views off my page.
That's
that's
insane.
That really is
absolutely
amazing.
incredible. Talk about viral.
Yeah.
That's the definition of viral, man. So, yeah, we've got some potential weather coming in tonight. Actually, two waves this week. One tonight and one on Wednesday night. And so another big week of severe weather for the United States. Really, it's going to be a big severe weather day tomorrow out in the middle of the country again after they had dozens of tornadoes and 8 dead. But for us, we're looking at the risk of showers and storms this evening and tonight, probably in a window. You know, if I had to nail it down, and I hate to give hours, but I would say 6 to 11 p.m. would be probably prime time. And what future radar is showing is a line of showers and storms. Well, actually, a cluster. That's a better word. A cluster of storms coming out of Mississippi and then spreading across north central and central Alabama during the evening hours tonight. Frankly, and I'll be honest with you, I'll be very candid, the Storm Prediction Center is a little more gun-ho on this situation for us locally than I am. But however, nevertheless, I've learned to be very respectful of every potential severe weather situation. So, what do we got right now? We have already a severe thunderstorm watch that ends at the Alabama state line as of 7 p.m. Will that be extended? I think likely it will. And I think there will be some warnings tonight. I think the primary threats are going to be damaging wind gusts and large hail. However, the Storm Prediction Center has extended the level 2 risk that covers now most of us, the northern two-thirds of the state from Greenville northward and all the way over to Atlanta. And level 2 means the possibility of watches and warnings for sure. So, we even though it's mostly a hail and wind threat, tornadoes are not out of the question. We have what's called a 5% threat, and that sounds like, oh my God, that's really tiny. No, you have to understand that's actually a little more significant than you think. 2% is okay. 5% is a little higher. So we'll be watching the radar carefully tonight. If you don't have our weather app, get it on your phone or tablet now. It's free in the App Store. Just search Rich Thomas Weather. It knows where you live, and it will instantly alert you when there's any severe weather watches or warnings for you. Sometimes you hear my voice coming out of your phone if you have notifications turned on, telling you you're under a watch.
It is weird when you wake me in the middle of the night. I have to admit that.
It's a great app, and we're so proud of it. But so that's the deal. No watches or warnings in the state of Alabama right now, but it's in the evening hours tonight. That's round one. Then there's another round on Wednesday night with a similar scenario, but maybe perhaps a little bit more of a tornado threat for that system on Wednesday night.
I
So
hate to
here's the season.
I hate to lean on you for personal favor, but we're having Pamela's birthday celebration Wednesday night at Baumhauer's, and if it looks like it's going to be bad at that time, let me know because we can reschedule. I'm not going to ask people to come out
Right.
anywhere in severe weather.
Well, gosh, I hate the timing of that, but we will we'll keep an eye on it. We'll let you
Okay.
know how that's going to play out. But tis the season for that, and of course, we had a big severe weather week in the U.S. last week, including that surprise tornado up there in Michigan. Oh my gosh, that killed so many people and decimated a couple of towns. To be honest with you, that was a little bit of a shocker. So hopefully we're not going to see anything
Tis the
like
season
that.
to be wary. That's the thing.
Correct. You are correct, sir. And by the way, it's a much cooler air coming in by the time we get to Thursday. We will see a, like a 23-degree drop in daily high temperatures and maybe even some 30s by Thursday night. I'll tell you what, March can be interesting, and we'll keep an eye out for you. That's the latest.
One more thing.
Have a happy new year.
From all of us here at News Talk, okay?
All right. See you later.
See ya.
All right, so, see, I want our listeners to have the latest information from the world's greatest meteorologist. But I'm getting a haircut at 6:30, and I want to know how this weather is going to impact my hair.
I think we're going to be on the later end of the window.
Okay? Good.
Yeah.
You make a fine assistant.
I'm a good interpreter of facts.
If we were to have a contest to list all the wonderful attributes of Jacqueline Tomlinson and Dana Delk, we'd probably come into a tie for all they bring to the table. Our show brought to you by Delk and Tomlinson, family law attorneys. Legal wisdom, that's readily evident. It's the look in the eye. We got this. Because when you turn to a family law attorney, unless you're having a will done or you're looking for help with an adoption or a blended family, it's generally a crisis. Maybe somebody from the past. Maybe something current isn't working out. Maybe somebody said, I want a divorce. Whatever it is, you can get very emotional and make bad decisions. The one decision you can make that will play best in your favor is to call them, Dana Delk and Jacqueline Tomlinson, at 334-819-4810 and enlist their service and support. That's so critical to have a legal leadership in place that says, tell you where you're at and where you want to be and how they're going to get you there. Makes a huge difference. That's 334-819-4810 to see all of their family law services. Visit them online at thealabamafamilylawyers.com. For Delk and Tomlinson, attorneys at law.
Representation is made that the quality of legal services performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
We have a lot to talk about with David Blackman as we explore the American idiocracy, including gas and oil prices. The market started down several hundred points, and I see it had a nice rally today. That's good. Maybe we're turning the corner, but whatever's going on, I want to hear it from David. That's coming up next. Our first peer. Oh, by the way, Brett McDonald will also give his insights at 5:15. He of Invista Advisors, great group to help you set up a plan for your financial future at 387-0094. Here's our buddy Skipper with our first traffic. David next.
Well, we are already busy this afternoon, and we do have a couple of accidents. I-85 northbound at Lawrence Street. It is against the center divider. Get over in your right lane there. Also, East Boulevard at Arbor Station had an accident there, as well as Troy Highway at Virginia Loop Road. Light to mostly moderate traffic flow. Keep it here for updates. High school students, Trentham State Community College dual enrollment program lets you earn college credit while you're still in high school. Take the first step towards your college journey. Go to trenthamstate.edu for more information. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
And this is a painting of my grandfather, the only one he ever had made.
Sometime, take a close look around your house.
This sewing machine was my Aunt Mary's.
If you have possessions that are irreplaceable, consider this. Each year, over 65,000 American homes suffer a fire due to an electrical problem. Are our possessions safe? To know for sure, call Crosby Electric, your exclusive provider of CurrentSafe, the world's foremost home diagnostic system. Using high-tech equipment, Crosby Electric will check your hidden wiring, panel box, light switches, and electrical outlets to pinpoint potential problems and make sure your things are safe.
Oh, my daughter's second grade art project. I'd die if something happened to this.
Some things can't be replaced by insurance. Don't wait another day. Call 272-2085 for an in-home no-obligation assessment or visit crosbyelectric.com. Don't just think it's safe, know it's safe.
Now you'll be safe with CurrentSafe.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Radio. We're your full-service digital marketing partner. From smart social media campaigns to targeted display ads to SEO that actually works. We help your business get seen by the right people at the right time. Whether you're a local shop, a growing brand, or an established company, our team can build a custom strategy that drives real results on air and online. Ready to grow? Call Blue Water Broadcasting today or visit bluewaterbroadcasting.com. Blue Water Broadcasting, your audience is waiting.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
I am Jeff Bezos, and I am so proud of my buxom betrothed Lauren, as she is now the author of a children's book. She accomplished this achievement against all odds. I mean, it's not like she's married to a man who sells books on the internet or anything. Oh, wait. Anywho, the title of her tome for thoughts is The Fly Who Flew Under the Sea. I have no idea what it's about as I spend my time above the sea on my mega yacht. And the only things buzzing around are Leonardo DiCaprio and the random Kardashian. But do log on to Amazon now and purchase your copy of The Fly Who Flew Under the Sea by Lauren Sanchez Bezos. Or as I call her, Dr. Smokin' Hot Seuss. Come on, baby, hop on pop.
As the 21st century began, natural selection, the process by which the strongest, the smartest, the fastest reproduced in greater numbers than the rest, a process which had once favored the noblest traits of man, now began to favor different traits. A dumbing down. How did this happen? Evolution does not necessarily reward intelligence. With no natural predators to thin the herd, it began to simply reward those who reproduced the most and left the intelligent to become an endangered species.
David Blackman and Greg Budell present Tales of the Idiocracy.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
And now, through the miracle of technology, we travel to somewhere in Texas, to a man who I consider to be America's greatest and most even-handed political blogger, oil and gas industry expert, Dodger fan, a very dutiful husband to his bride, David Blackman. Good to have you with us again, my friend.
Howdy.
That was an epic butt kissing.
Boy, it sure was.
No.
What got into you?
No,
My
I say that every time.
That detailed?
All right, Thursday when we come back, I'll say, all right, here's that guy
laying
from Texas.
it on.
Here's what's his name.
Here's what's his name, yeah.
How can our listeners appreciate how lucky we are to have this man on with us if I don't tell them how lucky we are to have this man on with us?
Oh, we know. It brings us up at least 10 notches.
Okay, good.
Man,
At
elevates
least.
the show.
They talk about you more than us.
I don't mind. Because at this point in my life, I'm fundamentally lazy, and having somebody that contributes so much without me just running the board, it's cool. All right, I'm sorry if that sounded like an epic butt kissing. I apologize. Hey, I heard a good one today.
Uh-oh.
That's never a good sign.
Here we go.
When they get out. I heard a good one today. I'm not going to tell it. I have no confidence in it now. Maybe later.
Come on.
Beg me harder.
Come on.
Okay. Come on. All right. Yeah. With everything else going on, what we didn't need is somebody else sneaking up to the White House, trying to get at the president and take him out again. But the Secret Service was diligent. And they spot this guy. He looks really suspicious. And one of the Secret Service agents blurts out, "Mickey Mouse!" It startled the guy who was going to do harm. He was easily apprehended, but later on one of the agents said, "Why did you yell out Mickey Mouse when this was going on?" And he said, "Well, I meant to say Donald Duck." Donald Duck.
Uh-huh.
Donald Trump.
Okay, I get it.
That was good. I liked it.
That's a dad joke. That's a dad joke for sure.
It's a super dad joke. It was
I
too
liked it.
complicated to tell on one of my stupid bike videos, so I figured I'd save it for the show and really impress everybody. And a little, I was stunned. I checked the market. Last few days, you look, it's red, going down. It's lost about 2,500 points or whatever. And then I checked it before we came on, and it had reversed. So let's start there and tap your expertise on oil and gas. And how long do you see this going on? And the glut, is the glut imminent, or is that still a ways off?
Well, so it reversed because there actually seemed to be a plan to address things for once, finally. With that G7 proposal to release a bunch of oil out of the strategic petroleum reserves of the various countries. And so I think the market just needed to know somebody was actually working on getting the thing resolved. And we found out, about 1:00 this afternoon that several tankers now had developed a strategy of turning their transponders off as they're approaching the strait, going through the Strait of Hormuz, getting on the other side of it before they turned it back on, their transponder. So satellite tracking only works if you have your transponder on, right? And so I don't know how many, but at least half a dozen tankers successfully transited Strait of Hormuz with no incident today, using that strategy. And that, combined with the G7 plan to release 400 million barrels of crude out of the country's strategic oil reserves, kind of calmed the markets, and oil prices went down, the stock market went up. But here's the thing. I mean, we still don't have a comprehensive plan to insure all those cargoes. Lloyd's of London, for very suspicious motives, still has not gone back to insuring and released its client companies to go back to insuring these cargoes. And so it's a big risk still for shipping companies to send their ships through the Strait of Hormuz as long as Iran is capable of launching a rocket. And the U.S. Navy is not actually in the Persian Gulf. Well, then later in the day, Trump said we may send the Navy in to the Gulf, which they should, and start escorting ships. And if they do that, then prices are going to go down another $20 a barrel back to where they pretty much already were, because the market, before all this happened, the global market was well oversupplied by at least 2 million barrels of oil a day. And we've got probably 10 or 12 million barrels sitting out in floating storage in tankers that are just floating in the ocean. I mean, there's a lot of excess capacity in the system, which we talked about last Monday when we first addressed this. And I think traders and market people in the market are slowly realizing this is not as dire a situation as everyone made it out to be late last week.
Question. I saw something recently, because the Democrats, they're just throwing darts. They're just against it or for it, depending on which way the wind is blowing.
Yeah.
That Schumer had blocked them refilling the strategic petroleum preserve at $29 a barrel.
Yes, back in 2020, the industry goes to him when we had the big collapse in oil prices and said, and went to him and Pelosi both in May of that year, 2020, and said, look, this is the perfect time, because we had over 600 million barrels in the reserve at the time, but you still had another 80 you could put in there. And they said, look, this is the time to buy oil and put it in the reserve. And Pelosi and Schumer just told them to go take a hike. Actually, they cussed at them, their staffers.
Wow.
And ran them out of their offices. And now, of course, Schumer's trying to use it as a political football. Well, the problem we've got with that 400 million barrel plan that the G7 is working over, they're going to want 150 million of those barrels to come from the United States Reserve that Joe Biden pillaged for political purposes during his presidency, knocked it all the way down to just 400 million barrels in that thing. and you take another 150 out, and all of a sudden you're kind of at an emergency level. And it takes a long time to refill that reserve because you only have pipeline capacity enough to put about 100 to 150,000 barrels a day back into it. And so, we can't really afford, I don't believe, to take out another 100, 150 million barrels right now, especially as long as this conflict is still kind of a fluid situation. So, I'm glad the market's calmed down. We don't have a comprehensive solution yet. Lloyd's of London is still playing games with the market for whatever motivations. And I think at the end of the day, the United States government is going to have to extract a huge price out of Lloyd's and the British government for what they've done related to this conflict. Because Lloyd's has never done this ever. They've had that monopoly on shipping insurance for a century. They have never one time in all the Middle East wars that have gone on around the Persian Gulf over history done this. So this was not some innocent decision they made for business reasons. There is a specific motivation that we're not being told about behind this. And I think the Trump administration really has an obligation to investigate and extract a very big price for them doing this.
I also think, given that we've seen some immediate economic backlash with gas prices going up and it's affecting, obviously, prices of other goods, he needs to make a greater effort to reassure people that this is just temporary. We had to do this.
It is.
I love, by the way, pointed out Bill Maher, and we know what his real usefulness is.
Yeah.
But I love the way he teed up Adam Schiff.
That was awesome. Yeah.
Basically, he set him a trap, and he was quoting and war powers, and Schiff obviously thought he was talking about Donald Trump.
Yeah.
When in fact he was quoting Barack Obama, and Schiff had no comeback because they're crazy, they're demented, they are totally obsessed. And by the way, why should we worry about the midterms when Democratic congressional approval is at minus 70? Republicans.
You got me. I don't. I'm having a hard time reconciling the turnout numbers in the primaries that have been held so far to what we're seeing in the polls.
Hey, hold on.
And I'm afraid that the Democrats have got the system so rigged.
Oh, man.
In stealing and manufacturing ballots that it just could be a hopeless situation because the administration's not capable of policing it.
Which
Congress isn't willing to do anything about it.
Which brings us back to the SAVE Act.
Yeah.
I just find it stunning, not surprising, stunning, that one issue that has it's an 80-20. Voter ID. Americans want voter ID, regardless of party, regardless of anything, except for suburban white women or something.
Our opinion doesn't matter on anything, though.
Obviously not, and that's a serious problem.
And it really doesn't matter who we elect. They're not doing anything anyway.
I find it galling and unacceptable, and it angers me. Now, back to Texas for a second, because we already know what Thune is all about. But Cornyn, how do you see that playing out with Cornyn and Ken Paxton?
Well, Paxton's not cooperating. So, so Trump had this plan where he's going to offer something to Paxton. I don't know what he was offering him to get out of the race, and he was going to endorse Cornyn, and that was going to be the end of it. But whatever he offered Paxton to do, it wasn't enough, and so Paxton just said, "Look, take a hike. I'm going to run my campaign and keep the challenge going." So, I don't know who's advising President Trump to endorse John Cornyn. John Cornyn is a snake.
Yes.
And has opposed him many times at crucial moments, and he'll do it again all over again. I think he'd probably end up doing it with the SAVE Act, frankly. And I don't trust Cornyn as far as I can throw him, and he's a lot bigger than I am, so can't throw him. So anyway.
God, it just, and it's all out there. You know, these numbers are out there. It's not hidden. And we're not the only ones asking these questions, and yet they just stick to their guns. What reason are they giving for not being able to pass this? What's the current excuse?
They don't feel like they have to provide an excuse.
Well,
They
I
don't
mean,
care.
Thune's standard line is it would take too much floor time, right? Because he's lazy and he doesn't want to cancel one of the 32 weeks vacation they're planning to take this year to let the
ridiculous.
Democrats do a standing filibuster. John Kennedy, over the weekend, Senator Kennedy from Louisiana, who's generally a really smart guy, did say that he expects there's going to be an up and down vote on a straight 50, straight majority vote somehow. He still believes that Thune is going to find a way to do that, and maybe he will. I just don't have any faith in the guy, and maybe he'll surprise me. I hope he does.
That would be nice, because I think that act alone, the requirement for voter ID. By the way, we already know they've unearthed specific amounts of fraud in Georgia, but what do you make of this FBI raid in Arizona?
Well, I mean, it's a good sign. So they seized all the election records in Maricopa County, where all the massive fraud has taken place in Arizona for 4 election cycles now, and everybody knows it's happening. But the state isn't willing to do anything about it. So the FBI has all the records, just like they have all the Georgia records. But they've had all the Georgia records for 2 months now? I haven't seen boo out of that investigation. But, we're always told, well, these things take time. But here's the thing. The midterm elections are 8 months away.
And it'll be here
You're
before
running out of time. You're running out of time because I respectfully disagree with Pamela. I'm disgusted with the Republican Party like you are, but it does make a difference who we elect in the majority in the House and the Senate, because if the Democrats get the majority, we're just going to tie up the whole country for 2 years with impeachments.
But we're just tying up everything now by not doing anything,
but
getting
the
anything
administration
done.
is able to function.
The
Trump administration has been able to function and get all these great things done on the international stage.
True.
But, and so everything's going to come to a standstill. If you give the Democrats a majority in the House, the whole thing's going to come to a standstill.
By the way, if you want to join us this afternoon in our ongoing exploration of the great American and sometimes seemingly growing idiocracy, 334-272-9228. We have our first caller, and it's John. You're on with David Blackman. John?
Hello?
John?
Can't hear you, guy.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Johnny.
John Boy.
Okay. John, call back. We tried. 3:32 is the time. So, a barrel of oil briefly went over $100. What's it at right now? I'm just curious.
85.55 for West Texas Intermediate, and about 88 now on the International Brent price index. Brent went almost to 120 overnight before it started coming down, and
wow.
West Texas Intermediate got up to 108 or 109 and then started going down. So, it's a pretty significant drop. I just hope it holds tomorrow. We'll know everything we need to know tomorrow where this market's going to go, I think, because if it's going to hold, it'll hold tomorrow, and then we'll probably be in pretty decent shape.
I believe we have John back with us.
We do.
Yes, sir. How y'all doing?
Good, John. How are you? Thanks for calling.
Doing good. Hey, always enjoy your show, Greg, and always enjoy listening to David. And just wanted to let David know that Dave from X22 mentioned you again on the SPR today on his program.
Well,
somebody else told me about that too.
I'll come talk to him.
Yeah,
just tell him to give me a call.
Right? I sent Greg the copy of the email. It's from yesterday. It's X22 report, and it's episode 38.5.
Nice.
Yes, it mentions you.
Good.
And then you wonder why we do these suck up introductions when we bring you on the air.
Now you're going to have to add that to the list of accolades.
I'm going to work it in on Thursday. I'm going to find a way to weave that into the
You've got to.
In all honesty, I had a big week in media this past week. I mean, suddenly, I go weeks without getting a call from anybody, and I did about 25 media engagements this last week. Just people seeing me on X and
Thursday. We had to conclude our segment a little bit early, and you said you had a 5 o'clock media thing going on.
So local radio. Here, I've done a lot of local TV and radio and Newsmax today, and just a lot of stuff happening because people want some real information. You go out on X right now, and I've just had the hardest time plowing through all the flood of propaganda.
Yeah,
from the legacy media, from social media, from podcasters, and just trying to get some facts. And so I realized last Sunday that people are kind of desperate for some real information related to energy. So I just started focusing on doing a series of expos that were pretty well received.
We appreciate it. It's always, we know that we're getting a straight scoop when we look at your information, read your emails.
Well, I try to be, fact-based in everything I do. I have a lot of opinions, but they're always grounded in fact and reality. And I know a lot of people hate me for the reality part because you got all these wind and solar fans who live in a fantasy world. So I'm always at odds with them, but that's just the way it goes.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate the call, John. Our number again, 334-272-9228. I would love to get a call from time to time from some of your blog subscribers, because I know you've told them when this show airs live. Here's the thing, David.
Many times, yeah.
Just a little inside radio thing before we take our first break. We're doing long segments today. It's a trend in radio everywhere. We're becoming a less verbal society.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Like the serious shows that are call-in or talk-based, now they provide a digital texting option.
If we had a text line, it would be
Oh.
jam-packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that's evolved as we go through this ongoing technological revolution, but people are just increasingly comfortable being nonverbal. I don't like that trend.
Yeah, I don't either, because it just opens things up to anonymity and saying things that you wouldn't say to somebody in person. And, I think it is harshening the culture.
Definitely.
Yeah. And one of these days I'm going to open up a David Blackman blog, and it's going to be all emojis. You'll do
There you go.
one
Yeah.
verbal for us, and then
It'll
nothing
be
but
my
emojis.
Gen Z article. Yeah, it'll be all emojis.
Hey, is Gen Z still trending conservative?
No, hell no. No, Trump's completely lost them.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Why?
Dang.
Yeah, I mean,
Because they helped get him elected.
Because the Democrats have bought a bunch of influencers.
Yeah. And the Republicans don't know how to fight in that realm. And Trump did real good in his campaign in 2024 fighting in that realm.
Yeah.
But then he got elected and he had to actually work. And, you don't have a lot of time in the White House to think about, well, what should I be posting on X and Instagram, and who's going to run our TikTok? And, and so they're just letting all that slide now. And the messages aren't getting to the younger folks on TikTok. And so
what are they unhappy about? What do they
generation.
want? I know that the embrace of socialism continues to grow. They don't know what they're embracing. They don't know what they're asking for.
No.
How about
been
the
indoctrinated in school to think socialism is this wonderful, soft thing, and they don't understand that their school teachers are going to be the first ones that socialists kill if they ever get into power, right? So, this is really, really just a form of societal madness.
It's because parents are providing that foundation for them. They live in a household that's essentially run like socialism, where they don't have to do anything for themselves.
Yeah.
So they come out into the real world and they're like, This is what I'm used to. This is what I expect. This is what would feel good for me.
Yeah.
So provide for me.
Yeah, well, I read a thing, and I'm actually going to devote my April magazine column to this topic called the Silver Tsunami. And what's happening is, you see, there were a lot of successful boomers who built businesses
Yeah.
that did very well and are still open. But they want to retire, and nobody wants to take the business.
No, their kids don't even want to.
No.
There's no pride in that anymore.
No, they don't want to run a business. They don't want to work. And the people I do know that own businesses, that is their biggest challenge, finding responsible people
I can't imagine.
who won't tell them at 4 o'clock, I don't feel like working anymore. I mean, that's inconceivable to me.
I know.
Yeah.
People
And so
don't
if
want to
we had a-
sacrifice.
Yeah. If we had a healthy society, a sane society,
we don't.
What would have happened to these kids coming out of college the last 10 years or so who didn't want to work, don't want to go to office, want to show up in cutoffs and sandals and tank tops? Is the corporate world would have given them a wake up call, would have said, no, if you want to come to work here, you're going to wear this, you're going to do this, you're going to sit in that office, you're going to produce this, and you're going to do what every other generation has done. Instead, what I saw the last few years of my career in the corporate world was a bunch of consultants coming in and talking to the board, giving presentations to the board, the leadership teams, saying, you have to conform your business to this generation. And your practices, you need to conform to Gen Z.
Yeah, you need to let
Instead
them
of-
work from home. They
Right.
need to be able to get up and log in when they want to. Yeah.
And so
That's
we've let
crazy.
them come in and dictate what everyone else does who have paid their dues and worked hard for years and years to build a career. And it's all been turned upside down because all these management teams fell for this siren song from these high paid consultants who told them to do exactly the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And it's ruined any number of businesses in this country, and it's turned our whole society into unfortunately a reflection of an entitlement generation that is going to be incredibly less productive than all that came before them.
Find David's blog, davidblackman.substack.com. Subscribe, be better informed, and it's a great way to start the day. And enjoy the man's good sense of humor, too. Am I sucking up too much? I don't
Oh,
wanna
no,
get yelled at by
man.
people.
Flattery will get you everywhere with me.
All righty, and we will be back with David in just a minute. I wanted to let everybody know that the best dentist in town is named Donnie Turner. Cars with dents that go to Montgomery Paint and Body come out looking better than ever. And he's the guy that set that standard over 4 decades ago, talking about businesses and establishments and owners that care. That's him. Every single outcome there, that represents Donnie Turner and Montgomery Paint and Body, and he's not going to let bad ones slip through the cracks. It just doesn't happen that way. So when your car is in need of repair, MPB 334-27-REC with a W. I invented a word this morning, unscrupulosity, which was going on years ago. That's why Alabama law now allows you to choose. But choose a place that has a history and a legacy and a million references for a job well done, including mine and Rich Thomas, and just about everybody that works at this building has been there for one reason or another. Great and talented people, and a man who cares about each and every outcome. Montgomery Paint and Body on the boulevard at East Shirley Lane.
Traffic is brought to you by Skipper Pools. Skipper Pools for weekly service, equipment and liner replacements, and a sparkling pool all year. 356-0237. Skip the rest. Call the best. Skipper Pools.
Back with David Blackman in a moment. Sam, please hold your position on the phone. We'll be with you.
Well, we have several accidents this afternoon. I-85 northbound just past Lawrence Street have an accident against the center divider. A couple of earlier accidents that should be clearing or cleared. East Boulevard at Arbor Station and Troy Highway at Virginia Loop. Lights about are at traffic all over the area. Busy and building. We'll keep you updated. Get ready for spring at Premier Place. After shopping, eat at Poblano's, King Buffet, or Sweet Frog Frozen Yogurt. All at Premier Place in Prattville, another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Jury selection has been completed in the capital murder trial of Ibrahim Yazid, who is accused of kidnapping and killing Anaya Blanchard. The jury is expected to be sworn in today at Tuskegee Municipal Complex. Yazid is accused of killing 19-year-old Anaya Blanchard in 2019 while he was out of jail on bond for other violent crimes. If convicted, Yazid could face the death penalty. A man has died after being hit by a car Saturday morning in Montgomery. MPD responded to the area of Carmichael Road and Eastern Boulevard just before 6 a.m. on reports of a single vehicle crash involving a pedestrian. The unidentified victim was pronounced dead at the scene. An investigation is ongoing. The Equal Justice Initiative has opened Montgomery Square, its latest legacy site in downtown Montgomery. The square is dedicated to the decade that changed the world from 1955 to 1965. Montgomery Square includes art, sculpture, photography, and new research about Montgomery's role in changing America. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey Publix.
2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama Sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
When it comes to your mortgage, who you work with matters. And this is one decision where local makes all the difference. Don't fall victim to flashy mailers, spam calls, or 1-800 lenders who don't even know your name, much less your neighborhood. Those lenders are often sitting in some faraway state, reading from a script, and chasing volume, not relationships. A local lender understands the market you live in, or should I say that we live in. At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can look at us in the eye and trust us with one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Local lenders don't disappear after closing day. Our reputation is built right here, one family at a time. So before you pick up the phone and call a stranger, remember us, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon at Alabama Home Mortgage. You deserve guidance from someone who knows the community because they're a part of it. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
Not all meat and 3 plates are created equal. At Epicure and Jack's Tavern, every meat and 3 is scratch made to order. No shortcuts, no freezer tricks. Just honest cooking with real ingredients. Once you taste the difference, you'll understand why theirs stands above the rest. Epicure and Jack's Tavern. Scratch made isn't a slogan, it's how they cook. Located at 2060 Downing Street in Millbrook.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. It's time to schedule your spring tune-up with Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Don't wait. Schedule today. Give them a call at 334-277-2125. Alabama certification number 88007.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. The risk of showers and storms will continue well into the evening hours tonight before ending. A couple of the storms could be on the strong side. Overnight low temperature down to about 64. Very warm again tomorrow, Tuesday, with a high up to about 84. Partial sunshine. I think we'll be in the mid-80s on Wednesday with the risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms starting Wednesday afternoon and more likely Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. Some of those could be on the strong side. Then get ready for a big change of temperatures as we get towards Thursday. Significantly cooler. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
When they pick a brand new one, the missiles come. He gets blown to kingdom come. Ayatollah, then they choose another one. Really dumb. Get ready to say goodbye. Ayatollah, never gonna stop. Blow it up. If you're next in line, your time will be up. Gonna suck. Kiss your ass goodbye. Woo!
I got to tell you, I saw the story that the new supreme leader of Iran is the son of the dead supreme leader.
Yeah.
And I got to wonder, given what he has seen happen and transpire, what his reaction to this honor might be. Like, thanks, Dad, or what?
Yeah, I think if I was him, I'd have turned it down, man. I don't think his life expectancy is too good right now.
No.
And he was already injured in a bombing on Sunday before his selection was even finalized.
How? What's your take on things to this point? Do you have confidence in Trump's statement today that he expects this to be over soon? But unconditional surrender.
Yeah, I mean,
we're dealing with a mindset very similar to Japan in World War II here.
Yeah. So yes, does that mean he's backing off of unconditional surrender, or does he believe the regime is on the verge of unconditional surrender? I don't know. I mean, you can take that either way. It could mean he's after Israel spooked him so badly with blowing up all the oil depots and a refinery around Tehran, which they didn't expect in the White House. He may be looking for a soft landing out of this thing at this point. I hope not. I mean, I think if you've gone this far, you need to push until the government falls and replace them with somebody who is actually a sane person. But I just don't know if we're going to be willing to or not, frankly, if they're going to go crazy like they did in Tehran over the weekend. Because that was a bad deal. Doing that was the wrong thing, man. That was really bad.
We have Sam. By the way, Iran just, I've never heard of this in a war situation, apologizing for firing on all the other Arab nations. Like, sorry, we didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, and then they went and launched a bunch more missiles at the United Arab Emirates shortly after they released that statement. So they don't
Sam is on
anything they say.
With David Blackman, 2729228. Sam.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
Yep.
Right before the break, we were discussing and wondering about the value of that good Ivy League education. You know, the Gen Z, Gen X, or whatever. What are they being taught, trained, their expectations? And I just wanted to throw this out here on today's Montgomery Advertiser. There's an article about the Pentagon may shift military fellowships to Auburn University.
Yeah.
And what is going on about is Secretary Hegseth, he believes, well, he doesn't believe, but he states that a series of universities that are, he's going to stop the funding at graduate level programs and send active duty officers to universities that promote views that the proper military views. Excuse me, my vocabulary failed me. There's an ideological bias at several elite universities. That's what I was getting to.
Oh yeah. Almost all of them.
Harvard, Princeton, Columbia, Yale, Brown, MIT. They're all getting cut off, and they're DEI, that and craft, and anyway. We need our military officers trained to.
I did see the statement, and it was also reinforced by Senator Tuberville that Auburn is going to be one of these schools that's going to be involved in the training.
Good.
Yes, sir. but it got me thinking to something. I know how shocked I was when they had the riots in New York City at Columbia, and it looked like the Gaza Strip, the way the people were protesting and whatnot, and the way they were dressed and acting. And slowly I started to realize and learn that so much money from overseas had been coming in, and many of our top universities, they were pushing they were pushing the Middle East ideology. Let's just say it like that.
Not our traditional values.
Not our traditional values. That's it. Thank you, Mel. And it got me thinking. That's supposedly a valuable piece of paper. Then you graduated from Harvard or Yale, and I could imagine a government where they're telling folks, no, that degree is not going to cut it in the government. But it's so established, the crowd that they're hiring. And all right, I'm rambling now, but
Ivy League schools training deep staters for years. Thanks for the call, Sam. We always appreciate you, buddy. There's so many dimensions to this. I wanted to briefly, David, talk about your state, Texas. The emergence of Mark Teixeira, the former baseball player, winning. He would be taking whose seat? Which district was that?
Oh God, I'm drawing a blank now.
Whatever. Have you had a chance to?
Anyway, he beat the incumbent in a primary, and he's
sizably
a big improvement.
Yeah,
it wasn't Dan Crenshaw. It was.
That was good to see. That was fun to watch Dan Crenshaw go down in flames.
Thank goodness.
Oh wait, no, he's. God, I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank. I'll research it over the break. Sorry, I'm just. I've been so focused on the energy stuff that I lost track.
Can we revisit the mistake that Israel did in bombing Iran?
It's Chip Roy's seat.
Chip Roy's seat. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Because Chip
Roy
is going to be the.
It'll be a huge improvement over Chip Roy.
And he beat out 11 people.
Wow.
And avoided a runoff because he won with 60% of the vote. That's huge with that many people in.
I always wonder with athletes, they're all making such incredible money. And I wonder if any of them really support any liberal agenda where they're going to be. Who was it that was looking at contract offers, took a smaller guarantee in years, but went to a different team. They were offered it by the Padres and end up going to.
Oh yeah, and didn't want to go to California and pay all the taxes.
Yeah, because of the taxes. And
which player was?
Of course, right away the liberal sports media. Oh, what's wrong with you? That's not enough money. What are you, greedy? They give the whole thing. It's so predictable and redundant.
Well, why would you want to give an extra 15% of your income to the damn government of California? It just doesn't make any sense,
Merrill Kelly.
Merrill Kelly, pitcher, yes. He's established. He's deep in his career. And he turned down an extra $20 million to stay in Arizona and not have to give an extra 15% of his money.
That's another thing we can say about Gen Zers is they don't have the sense to do that. Because they would see a bigger paycheck, like a bigger offer.
Oh, yeah.
And think this is more money.
Yeah.
But
why would I take that?
But you have to think about the other.
Why are they missing that skill? Really? I mean, I'm surprised. I guess if you give somebody enough money, they'll pay the California tax, as is the case with some of the people the Dodgers signed for $60 million a year for Kyle Tucker.
Oh, God, don't get me started on that.
Yeah, but remember Pete Mickelson made a point of complaining about the California, and this is years ago, and the media roasted him alive for having the audacity to complain. Oh, you play golf and you make these $1 million purses.
Oh, Phil Mickelson.
What did I call him?
Pete.
That was a P word. It was a P name.
Yeah, it was close.
I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh,
It's the time
I
change.
only know one Mickelson, and I was like, who's Pete? What did he play? Listen, it's okay.
Phil's less talented little brother. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad would have smacked me from Florida if I didn't say that's Phil. 'Cause he's a
My
golf
face is
pro.
turning red. I'm embarrassed.
It's okay.
We all make mistakes.
How is it's 4:00. How is all of this pulling out right now? Is Trump taking massive hits? I've seen contradictory information on one of the aggregate websites that some poll had him soaring because of the leadership with
Trafalgar.
the economy.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
encouraging.
I mean, the reliable polls still have him right around 50. All the media polls have him at 40. So, it's just I'm almost to the point where I don't even pay attention to him anymore because it's so predictable.
Yeah. And including the polls that say 75% of Americans support voter ID, and Congress and the Senate just can't seem to get that done. All right, we're at the top of the game.
Anyway, sorry.
No!
They choose not to.
No, we need to hear what you had to say.
If you're any Republican, why would you balk at the chance to let the Democrats spend a week on the floor of the Senate taking the wrong side of an 80-20 issue?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the biggest no-brainer in American history.
Agreed.
And they're too corrupt and greedy to see.
Yes, they don't want to get their chances.
I was going to say they're
out
too
of the
stupid,
way.
but they're not too stupid. They're too corrupt and greedy
Yes.
to seize the opportunity.
On that note, we will break for the top of the hour and come back. We've got Salem Radio Network News, Rich's forecast. We may have some severe weather moving in later this afternoon, sometime in the 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. window, which will update all of that. And to put this next few minutes to best use, visit davidblackman.substack.com, subscribe, and become a better informed listener. Was that a modest enough?
That's
That was acceptable. Mm-hmm.
Thank you, sir. All right, we'll see you in a couple of minutes, David. And we will be back for, guys, now that we have more daylight, chance to be more active, and summer's ahead. But maybe you're a little bit, gained a little weight over the winter and you can't seem to get rid of it. Whatever the case, maybe you're not feeling up to doing anything. Maybe it's just all you can do to get through your workday. And even that can be taxing. Could be an indication of a low testosterone level. If that's the case, that also impacts libido and many other aspects of your being. And you have a choice. You can live with it and why you'd want to when there's a quick and easy medical solution to it by calling Montgomery Men's Health at 334-440-3663 and taking the $99 test. It is so restorative. In terms of your overall being, better energy, more alertness, higher quality sleep, and then the restoration of libido. Now, if you're dealing with issues like obesity or ED or PE, there are medical solutions for those available at Montgomery Men's Health that are not pills, that are not over-the-counter, or not advertised while you're doom-scrolling Facebook and looking at pills that are making absurd offers for high prices that can't be kept. So do it the right way. Do it with a great team of people, awesome staff, and run by a board-certified urologist. That's Montgomery Men's Health. 334-440-3663 or montgomerymenshealth.com. They are a game changer. 403.
Well, we are really busy right now, especially 85 northbound out of the interchange. Slow traffic from the interchange up to around South Lawrence. Got a truck towing a boat, broke down in the left lane, and it is blocked. Center or right lane going to be your best bet there. Also, High Street at South Bainbridge, we have an accident there. We are busy on the boulevards, especially East South Boulevard, narrow lane to Woodley over to Troy Highway, and East Boulevard around I-85. Keep it here for updates. Lowest tax rates in Alabama are at McKinnon Nissan, plus they've got 0% financing on 2026 Rogue. See David for all the details. It's worth the drive. McKinnon Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
What does it mean for a nation to be successful? I'm Stephanie Bryan, Tribal Chair and CEO of the Porch Creek Indians. We believe a successful nation gives back. As we've built economic opportunity and prosperity, the Porch Creek Indians have been able to give back to our neighbors in Alabama and beyond. More than $37 million since 2021 alone. From education and health care to tornado relief, learn more about our charitable giving at porchcreekindians.org.
Join us tomorrow from noon to 1 at Southern Metal Supply, 383 GS Road in Prattville, for our Warm Hearts for Seniors supply drive. Drop off much needed supplies to benefit the Central Alabama Aging Consortium.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
You're listening to radio. You know these clowns show up every day to entertain you for next to nothing? Because they love doing it.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. A court complaint says two men who brought explosives to a protest outside of New York City's mayoral mansion said they were inspired by the Islamic State terrorist group. Emir Balat and Ibrahim Qayyumi now being held without bail. They appeared in court today on charges that include attempting to provide material support to a terrorist organization and using a weapon of mass destruction. They threw their devices, but they did not go off. Stocks rose following a remarkable reversal as oil prices went from their highest prices since 2022 back to below $90 a barrel. The S&P 500 dropped as much as 1.5% this morning before flipping to a gain of 0.8% at the end of the day's trading, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average clawed back a plunge of nearly 900 points. This is SRN News.
Is your Jesus shaped more by culture than by scripture? In our instant world, we've made Jesus into a life coach, a therapist, a political ally. The Missing Messiah, a new book by Kyle Idleman and Mark Moore, helps us understand how Western culture has gradually reshaped Jesus into our image and recognize the difference between a personalized Savior and a revolutionary King. If you believe there's a more dangerous, more majestic Messiah than the one you've inherited, visit missingmessiah.com to learn more.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state.
When they change the time, it disrupts your sleep. And you feel kind of off for a whole week. When you get up late, hard to leave the house. But you're coming home from work and it's still light out. You feel like it's 6:30, but it is 7:30. The morning feels too early. Go to bed late at night, 'cause we're shaving the daylight. I feel like life has skipped a beat. When I lose an hour of sleep, I am adjusting for a week. When I lose an hour of sleep.
So far, the Time change hasn't been much of a factor for me. I hope you're having a good day, too. I prepared for this one. We've got potential severe weather coming into the area. We're going to take a very quick minute here, get Rich's forecast, and come back and rejoin David Blackman on the other side. It's 4:09.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson with the Real Estate Minute. Many of the real estate laws have changed recently, and you need to know how this might affect you as a seller or a buyer. As an agent of the seller, the agent owes undivided loyalty and full confidentiality to the seller. The listing agent can recommend repair services and vendors, pricing guidelines, tips to help get your house in selling shape, and negotiate offers and counteroffers for your benefit. A facilitator, which is the new term, cannot suggest a price or counter or recommend anything. They offer very limited services. A buyer agent solely represents a buyer's interest and can recommend mortgage lenders, down payment alternatives, and can suggest an offer price and write an offer. Whether you are selling or buying, you need someone in your corner that's trained to represent their clients. After training over 15,000 agents throughout the state and help create and close thousands of home sales over 4 decades, get the straight information from Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. The risk of showers and storms will continue well into the evening hours tonight before ending. A couple of the storms could be on the strong side. Overnight low temperature down to about 64. Very warm again tomorrow, Tuesday, with a high up to about 84. Partial sunshine. I think we'll be in the mid-80s on Wednesday with the risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms starting Wednesday afternoon and more likely Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. Some of those could be on the strong side. Then get ready for a big change of temperatures as we get towards Thursday. Significantly cooler. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank, serving families and communities since 1906. Proud to be named 16th best performing bank nationally in their asset category by American Banker. Learn more at cbsbank.com. CB&S Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
You're listening to radio. Great news. You're locked into our monthly rate of free forever.
Death to America, except for Joey.
That's what we're here. This situation in New York. Can we go there next? Because I'm just stunned at what's happening there. It's the rapidity at which it's turning into a hellhole under Mamdani is breathtaking.
Yeah, didn't take long, did it?
No. And again, the Muslims in New York were conducting a memorial service for the previous supreme leader, and there were some counter protests there, and now you got an IED, and Mamdani refuses to condemn radical Islam.
Right.
Just like we have, 59 people in Congress that won't call out Iran as a terrorist state?
Yeah, won't vote for a resolution declaring Iran to be the world's chief sponsor of terrorism. 50 some odd Democrats, I don't remember the exact number, voted against that.
I think it was 59. It's just mind-boggling. And yet, this is what's being embraced by the younger demos. Take me now, Lord. I don't want to be around to see this. I really don't. Even for all the progress and all the things that may be accomplished now, I'm wondering if it's, sometimes I wonder anyway, if it's all for naught. If this is just being wasted on people that are totally unprepared to even understand it, much less embrace it. I don't know how this happened. How did this happen? By the way, this new Ayatollah Jr., whatever we're supposed to call him.
Ayatollah Jr., yeah.
Apparently, didn't he live on Billionaire's Row in London? So he must really know all about
$50 million
sacrifice.
mansion for 10 years. He's a real man of the Lord.
Yeah.
Really a spiritual leader there.
Setting a great example for all those people in there who have really nothing. Dem slam for hypocrisy on Iran. Does it make a difference? Hey, what was your final take on the Hillary and Bill testimony?
Nothing's
going to come from
Well,
that.
I mean, they just lied. They did what they have always done. They're very practiced and skillful liars. And any place where admitting the truth would have been uncomfortable, they said, I can't recall. And it's pretty hard to prove that's a lie. So, it just was a reminder of the 90s. And did it accomplish anything other than humiliating both of them deservedly? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
It was fun, though.
Yeah, it was. Back to Mamdani. That was an IED that was thrown, and now there's stories about sleeper cells. Wouldn't they, if they really were, if we had real sleeper cells embedded here, wouldn't they have been sent into battle already or done what they're going to do?
I don't know.
I don't know.
They did clean out one in, was it in Connecticut a few months ago? Arrested 22 suspected terrorists and that were supposedly part of a sleeper cell. And then, we're aware of the big drug lab that the Chinese nationals were conducting there in Las Vegas. And, Joe Biden let all kinds of wonderful people into this country. But, I think the FBI, their main job the FBI has these days is finding and tracking these terror cells and preventing them from acting. And I don't think we always hear about it when they intercede on their activities.
No.
That is, it is a bit of a worry, and because, which brings me back to another thing. ICE, the change with Kristi Noem, and I guess they obliterated her on Saturday Night Live. Not that I watched that, but
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Might
see
be
if
fun.
there's but they totally blown it when it comes to getting people to understand what ICE is there to do. They have allowed the shameless media to call them Trump's Gestapo. Never mind that Obama's saying, oh, ICE, sang their praises. What a great job they're doing. Now all of a sudden they're, the SS of Donald Trump and all those Republican Nazis. How do they, I guess they're still doing their job.
Yeah, they are. The mission has changed. They're not just, going into Walmarts and rounding people up. They're focusing on getting criminals that have been apprehended already. And they're getting a lot of cooperation from local police force, even in Minnesota, for taking that approach. And at the same time, you still have this voluntary self-deportation program with a nominal payment to people to go back to their home countries. And the population of illegals has been reduced by more than 3 million in a year.
Wow.
Here in this country, which is, but that's going to slow down because you're no longer focused on just taking everyone who's here illegally and deporting them. Despite the popularity of that, the resiliency of the popularity of that proposition has been truly extraordinary, even in the incredibly biased polls. Well over 60% of Americans support deporting everyone who is here illegally, period. And
Then another
I'm
poll
actually
says
shocked by that, frankly.
Then another poll says 60% of the people that want that are saying, but we don't like ICE.
Right. Yeah, we don't like the way they're doing it. Right. Yeah. So how much do they really support it? But anyway, I mean, everything's calmed down, and Kristi Noem didn't get fired for that. She got fired for wasting $200 million on an ad campaign featuring her on a horse with about 4-foot long hair extensions that went down to her waist, looking like Lady Godiva with clothes and a cowboy hat on. And,
why did she do that?
Because she's her own biggest
because she's an
fan.
incredibly vain human being,
Yeah.
who wants to be president for some reason. She thinks she can be president. And she was trying to use that to set herself up for a 2028 or 2032 run for the White House.
Marco's going to be the next.
I think he is. I think he is, for better or worse.
And I believe J.D. Vance, who has totally done a phenomenal job as VP, will say, I like this gig. I'd like to stay in it.
Nah, I kind of doubt it. I don't think, well, I don't know. People have done it before, but I mean, I just think it'll be tough for him to, I think it would be really hard for him to agree to run for the vice presidency for a third term.
I just don't want to see him and Marco, going at each other. I don't think that's necessary.
I'm
By the
afraid
way,
that's what we're in for, though.
interesting vice presidential history list. Henry Wallace, who was FDR's vice president for
The communist, yeah.
totally dedicated communist.
Yeah.
Believed all the BS about Russia, that Joe Stalin was this great guy, that it could be reasoned with. And FDR at least knew enough to say, I can't run for a fourth term with him on the ticket. And that's how we ended up with Truman.
Yeah.
But, and the whole history of that guy, I mean, he didn't change until it was proven beyond a reasonable doubt that he was wrong literally about everything. And I'm bringing that up because there are people today that are literally wrong about everything.
Literally,
but at least at one point, Henry Wallace said, yeah, I was wrong about Stalin. I was wrong about communism. And
How old was he when he did that?
he was, I don't know, 60s, I guess. It's hard to say.
But it turns out if you're in Vermont, Pamela's former home state, and you're a
Everybody
committed
screenshot how I feel
communist,
about Vermont.
yeah, you can be in communist for 40 odd years, and be in Congress or the Senate. If your name is Bernie Sanders, be wrong about everything for 44 years or whatever it's been.
I love the timing on the fact that Mark Wayne Mullen was in that hearing with Bernie, and they were talking about health care.
Yeah, that was really good.
And Mullen looked at Bernie and said, you've been in here since before I was born.
Yeah.
Why haven't you fixed this?
Yep.
And Bernie gave him that little crooked smile at the end. Okay, you got me here. You got me, young man. Yeah. But I would like to see a study conducted on Vermont and why they keep sending that old coot back.
I don't know, because they elect Republican governors.
Yeah, it's weird. It's the weirdest state in the country, really.
But it gave us
It is
Pamela.
weird.
Yeah.
It gave us Pamela.
Yeah, I somehow managed to come out okay, but I think it's because I joined the military.
Yeah.
Nick Sorter tweeted, ICE is now reportedly using Subaru Outbacks, the official vehicle of white leftist lesbians,
to
catch illegals
The official
off
car
guard.
of Vermont. For real.
You got that many of them up there?
Yes.
Wow.
How many people at school drive a Subaru?
Who would have thunk
A lot.
it possible? Let's talk about Tucker Carlson. He's come up frequently. I was a huge Tucker fan when he was on Fox. I subscribed to his video when he first started that, when Fox, and I wonder if we're learning anything from Tucker's behavior now as to why he may have been let go at Fox. Is there any connection between what we're seeing? And he's lost me completely.
But
I know
mean,
that's...
Yeah. He's lost me too. But I think that's a good point you're making, that it could be, part of the reason why they got rid of him at Fox, because he's, Tucker Carlson is an admitted drug addict. Said he was just completely addicted to cocaine. He's a recovering alcoholic. And so the behavior we've seen from him, this kind of erratic, extreme rhetoric, from one end of the spectrum to the next, is could be symptomatic of him having a relapse of his addiction. And
I could tell you because I'm a recovering alcoholic, cocaine addict. I did all of it. I haven't seen a flake of cocaine in 40 years, but that doesn't mean I couldn't go crazy in 2 minutes if I decided to go back and make that choice, which I have no plans to do. But one benefit is it takes one to know one.
Yeah.
The problem is I would have to watch some of this Tucker video to look for the things I know to look for when somebody's got something going on, because I think there's some merit to the idea that he may have relapsed. An
example, what did he say about, when Trump put out the post about demanding unconditional surrender, right? What did Carlson say about it? He's on some other dude's podcast. I have no idea who it was, but there's a clip of him running around social media. And what does he say? He says, well, you know what that means, don't you? It means unconditional surrender means it means you want your soldiers to be able to rape all the women and girls.
What?
I mean, literally, that's what he said. I think that's a direct quote. I'm pretty sure that's really close to a direct quote.
That's a weird thing to say.
Well, an incredibly weird thing. I guess it meant that back in Roman days. I think we've all read the stories about that, and the Huns and the Visigoths, and did it mean that in the American Civil War? I don't think so.
No.
Did it mean that in the American Revolution? I don't think so. It didn't mean that in World War II. We didn't see Patton's Third Army going in and raping all the women in Germany, did we?
The Russians did that.
Well, the Russians did that.
On the Eastern Front.
We're talking about Americans here.
Yeah. No, I can't imagine that.
To say that is just extraordinarily. It's just so extreme. It's just, it's like he's crying out for help.
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's just wild.
Either that or he's completely forgotten who put him on the map to begin with in terms of his audience.
Yeah.
How long would I expect this to continue if I came on tomorrow and said, you know what, the liberals are right. And I'm a confused transgender senior. This is what boggles the mind. And the anti-Semitism with him and I guess Candace and Megyn Kelly, the three of them, there's a reason why they're not on a network.
Yeah.
Just my opinion. Their lives would be a lot easier if they were getting, like he used to, a $16 million annual salary, show up at a nice corporate building in a suit, get pampered and catered to, go on the air for an hour and go home and have a nice life. This podcast thing, it's turning into a dumping ground for losers.
Yeah, it is. And, a couple of things about that trio you just named. Tucker Carlson's father was a CIA operative.
Right.
Candace Owens' husband is the son of one of the former deputy directors at MI6. So there's these real deep intelligence community relationships there among that group. And then Megyn Kelly, I don't know. Maybe she's just not very bright. It's hard for me to understand how she got herself caught up with Candace Owen, defending Candace Owen and Tucker Carlson. It's a wild situation for any thoughtful person to be in. And I had thought she was a pretty thoughtful person before all of that.
Yeah.
So it almost feels like they're all getting paid by somebody a lot of money to do what they're doing. And
maybe the same people that paid off Matt Drudge and turned him into a leftist loon.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I agree with you. Because I got to tell you, I never in a million years, if Megan and Tucker, especially Candace, never had a network gig, she's done very well without that. But don't tell me that being a podcaster is a better gig than getting an 8-figure salary from a network that's guaranteed. You don't have to worry about how many clicks you get. They've got departments to take care of all that stuff. And the motive for podcasters is to get clicks so they can generate revenue from their site. So there's that engages an element of showmanship into the messaging that I don't like. I think that diminishes what they have to say. I don't care.
I agree. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm on the fence about all of them. I'm going to take the devil's advocate position.
Go ahead.
I'm on the fence because I'm a skeptic of everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't
Except me.
I don't like to believe any official story or any
Very healthy
opinion or
position.
anything without doing my own research. But I don't necessarily think that they are in podcasting for all of the money. I think that some of it may be that they don't want to be told what to say. Because some people value that more than the money, and their autonomy is worth a lot more than a network gig or something like that. They want to be free, and on their own podcast, you can
I think you're
say
making
whatever.
an excellent point. You're making an excellent point, and I have to take a look at myself in that I've been doing it this way, paid a salary by a company to do a broadcast,
Right.
and
Because my brain is on 24/7 and reading about stuff 24/7. I would love to have a podcast where I could just have stream of consciousness conversations and say whatever and talk about whatever with people.
I'll give you my Friday afternoon show.
I can't even do that on here.
Well,
Well, that's true. Yeah.
But
I don't care how many subscribers they have or how many millions. It is not the same to be on a podcast. I don't care how much money you make or how many subscribers you got. It is not the same as being on Fox News.
yeah, and that's the
That's
draw of it.
Well, it depends.
It does.
If profile and visibility matter, you want the network.
But in the
number
technology
one
nowadays, you don't necessarily need that. That's the whole thing with media nowadays.
And you don't have to deal with booking agents and editors and producers yelling in your ear to wrap up.
Nobody's
Got a
holding
commercial
this
break coming
paper
in.
like, this is what I told you to say. What do you mean, this is what I told you to say? What are you talking about?
Well, what did Trump say about Tucker? I didn't hear the clip. This is the first I've seen it, but
I don't remember the exact words, but he just basically said Tucker's lost his way. He doesn't understand MAGA. He's not MAGA, and he's no longer welcome here. So doesn't speak
I
for
think
MAGA.
there are branches of MAGA.
Was
now.
it?
Yes, there are, yeah.
It's not just
Yeah,
straight
yeah.
up MAGA anymore.
devil's advocate, wasn't Tucker instrumental in one of those caucuses they have, the Freedom Caucus or one of those events, the big event they have every year? Wasn't
Well,
he?
I mean, he was he did Charlie Kirk's thing, Turning Point.
But before the
CPAC, you talking about CPAC?
CPAC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And he was one of those teeing it up for Donald Trump back
Right.
then.
Yeah.
And now he's
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he was just at the White House on January 7th. At that, you remember the meeting Trump had with all the oil executives after the Venezuela thing? And, you had all these executives in there, and there's Tucker Carlson walking in.
Well, like we've heard before, all these people will say stuff on their platforms or whatever arena they have, and then they'll all just go back behind the scenes and be buddy-buddy and yucking
Right.
it up together.
Hey, here's some breaking polling data in the Idiocracy.
Shortwave, take it down, quick. What's it say? Ah, shut up.
A new NBC poll shows that ICE is more popular than the Democratic Party.
Yeah. substantially more. Yeah.
So how bad can it be? Yet the Democrats, they just don't want to look at the reality of America. They just keep pushing in this. I'll tell you one poll I saw that really, a growing number, in fact, I think a majority of Democrats now have a warm feeling towards socialism. Do they understand what they're doing?
Yeah.
What are they envisioning with that? What is so wonderful about socialism?
Life continuing to be good for them.
Well, socialism is never for the socialist.
No, of course not.
The promoter of socialism does fine. It's the people that are subjected to it that lose.
Right.
Well, it's 4:35, so we're going to take our final break and have one more long segment with David Blackman.
Cool.
Yeah, it is. I've got a lot going on in my head. I think I need a cigarette. David, would you like to subscribe to my bike ride videos? These are becoming a thing now.
Hey, they're free, man. They're free.
Yeah.
They're all over Facebook. It's going viral.
You know that Iranian Rhapsody that I posted last week, Trump, it was an AI thing? Off my page, it's had 85,000 views.
Wow, that's incredible.
That blew me away.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's well done and everything, but man, that
And you've gotten thousands of new followers.
yeah, I also attribute that to David because when we first started working together, I had locally about 13,000 some followers, and now I'm up to 20. So thank you for that help, David, which is why I'm very happy to endorse David Blackman's blog. Visit davidblackman.substack.com and subscribe. I'm telling you, it's the best and first thing you should see in your inbox every morning. It is my guidepost. Remember that magazine? Used to read that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's my political guidepost. David, thank you. We'll be back in a few. Appreciate you, buddy. All right, at 4:36, Brant McDonald at 5:15 to talk about today's market news and our show brought to you by Clark's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing. We're going to be, again, it was over the weekend, chilly in the morning, enough to kick on the heat for a little bit, and then 2 hours later, it's in the mid-70s and humid, and on comes the AC, back and forth. It's a very taxing time for the system that keeps you and your family comfortable. So please do yourself a favor. For $180, you'll get 2 visits in your home from a Clark's technician, Clark's Heating, Air Conditioning, and Plumbing, to tune it, make sure it's not wasting energy, running efficiently, and to check all the major components to see if there's any needs. You get a discount on any parts and labor if a repair is required, and a guarantee of immediate service if it happens on a hot summer day or you have a plumbing disaster in the middle of the night. There's always somebody on call at Clark's for you. You're guaranteed that with your membership. $180. 2 visits a year, discounts on parts and labor, and the emergency service when you need it from Clark's. You can also buy a new unit from Clark's. 0% financing available on some. Why not? The price is competitive. They do the installation and all the service work. You don't have to deal with anybody else. It's a great deal, and they're so energy efficient. They literally will pay for themselves over a period of time. In my case, 3 years for an upgraded unit that brings an incredibly fast response no matter what temperature you're setting it to. For the best in heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and some really, really great people, call Clark's 277-2125 in the 334 area code or visit clarkcomfort.com, Alabama certification number 09098. As we get ready for our final segment with David, we're going to go into it with a look at the roads with Skipper and 1819 News, and we'll catch up and see what else is going on this afternoon here on News Talk 93.1 FM. Skipper, how are you doing in the traffic then? 1819 News next.
Well, if you're hitting the interchange from 65 onto 85 northbound, we have a disabled truck pulling a boat trailer in the left-hand lane near South Lawrence Street. Center and right lane is going to be your best bet. There's been a little bit of a backup there because of that. Had an accident at High Street at South Bainbridge. We're hoping that one is cleared. And Tallahassee Highway, Highway 14, right near the Good Hope Road. We have an accident there. Please use caution this afternoon. We are very busy everywhere. Come by Thompson Tractor in Montgomery and check out their incredible selection of used equipment at their used equipment sales center. It's close to home and a great choice for quality pre-owned machines. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Adams Motorsports of Montgomery, where your pleasure is their business.
1819 News.
House Speaker Nathaniel Ledbetter is speaking out about the recorded audio that was taken of him secretly and has put him at odds with some of the members of the Alabama Republican Party. Ledbetter was on Capitol Journal, which is on Alabama Public Television. He compared his statements made to the House Republican caucus to that of a coach speaking to players in a locker room.
Apologize if it would come out the wrong way for them. It had nothing to do with that. It was just saying, and I would, it's kind of like a coach talking to his kids in the locker room. That's kind of what I was trying to do, is just to ensure them, don't worry about what's going on with the party. Those people will do a good job. They'll pick who they think they need, and we'll work with them. But the fact of the matter is, my job is here. My job is to be Speaker and be over the House and to help you get reelected and to make sure you got the available funds and everything you need for the campaign. So that was it. It was just reassurance to them that you're my focus. This is it right here.
I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
The 61st year anniversary of the Civil Rights March over the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma was held this past Sunday. Hundreds took part in the crossing, despite the gunfire that erupted in downtown Selma on the Friday night and Saturday afternoon that was leading up to that event. 8 people were injured from that gunfire. I'm Andrea Tyson.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
AdamsMotorsports.com on the web, or Adams Motorsports on the Boulevard in Montgomery. That's at Adams Motorsports in Montgomery, where your pleasure is our business. Come by and learn more about the new Suzuki GSX 8R motorcycle and see for yourself the bar has officially been reset.
This is Johnny from Sinclair's on Vaughn Road. We've been in business almost 30 years.
Sinclair's East, Vaughn at Taylor.
I think if you hadn't tried us, you should give us a try. We've got a great menu, offered anything from chicken fingers, wings, salads, fajitas. At lunchtime, we do great country lunch with different vegetables and different meats every day.
Sinclair's, where you get great sandwiches and our daily meat and 3 special at lunch, to great pasta, chicken, steaks, and seafood for dinner.
Our most popular items are, we got a soup called she crab soup, which is extremely popular. We've got a bunch of pasta dishes, which people love. Mediterranean chicken is my favorite.
Sinclair's.
We do live music, light stuff on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and then on Fridays and Saturdays, maybe 3-piece bands or 4-piece bands.
Come see why Sinclair's has seen lesser restaurants come and go over the years. Johnny Sullivan Sinclair's, at the corner of Vaughn and Taylor. Find them on Facebook at Sinclair's East. Google search Sinclair's Restaurant. Sinclair's.
Alabama weather will never fail to surprise you. Our lawns hardly get a chance to have any downtime. This year, save the hard work and aggravation and call Alabama Lawns, the River Region's leader in weed control and fertilization services. What makes Alabama Lawns the River Region's best? It's the people. They have the experience, education, and commitment to customer satisfaction. Ask your neighbors. Alabama Lawns has been the Montgomery Advertiser's Reader's Choice Award winner 14 years in a row. The Alabama Lawn staff is made up of long-term employees and agronomy graduates, and the staff at Alabama Lawns attend annual continuing education classes. It pays to have someone that knows southern grass types and how to keep them green and flourishing. Call Alabama Lawns today at 272-7171 and let them show you real value in lawn maintenance service. Alabama Lawns, the company with black trucks and green lawns.
Hi, this is Danny with High Caliber Gun and Pawn. November we'll be celebrating 10 years of doing business in the River Region, and Blue Water Broadcasting has been an integral part of that 10 years. High Caliber Gun and Pawn, we say we are a step above the rest, and Blue Water Broadcasting definitely is that step.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
There's no championship league for small business owners, but if there was, you'd be at the top of the standings. Because going pro with Lenovo Pro means you've got the winning formation, one-on-one advice, IT solutions, and customized hardware powered by Intel Core Ultra processors help you stay ahead of the competition. Business goes pro with Lenovo Pro. Sign up for free at lenovo.com/pro.
Lenovo. Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. The risk of showers and storms will continue well into the evening hours tonight before ending. A couple of the storms could be on the strong side. Overnight low temperature down to about 64. Very warm again tomorrow, Tuesday, with a high up to about 84. Partial sunshine. I think we'll be in the mid-80s on Wednesday with the risk of scattered showers and thunderstorms starting Wednesday afternoon and more likely Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. Some of those could be on the strong side. Then get ready for a big change of temperatures as we get towards Thursday. Significantly cooler. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
The Somali walls in Mogadishu, Minnesota. You might have heard there's quite a load of money missing, new millionaires, all the kids are leering in fake daycares. The Somali waltz, the Somali waltz.
All right, we've been playing the Somali Waltz for a while now, and David Blackman, as you rejoin us on the broadcast of the Great American Idiocracy, what's happening with that?
I don't.
$19 billion. It's a lot of money.
Is
we
your
got
mic
him.
working, David?
I'm here.
Okay.
Oops.
There's a little delay.
Got the echo going.
Okay, you're good.
Here I am. Well, there was a hearing last week. Waltz and Keith Ellison, the useless attorney general from Minnesota, appeared at a House hearing and got Senate hearing, got lambasted again. And but was anything else happening? I don't know. Supposedly there's an investigation going. I know there's been some more arrests. And they were able to get indictments of another. How many of those church invaders with Don Lemon?
30 something. Yeah. I don't see the media standing up for Don Lemon anymore either.
No, he's
he may be twisting.
He's kind of
in the
worn
wind.
out his welcome with a lot of people. I think he's a lot like Tucker Carlson, frankly.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, listener Cindy sent this in after our conversation. Tucker did say that he is one raisin short of a fruitcake, along with the other Jew-hating club members, Candace and Megan. Tucker was visited by a demon. Remember? That's what he said.
Yeah, he did say that. Yeah.
I think the demon. Oh, we have a call from Soldier Boy. But when we come back, I got to ask you if you've seen this clip of Carville embracing his TDS.
Holy
that is the most frightening
He
thing.
did a replay today. He did another one today.
Is it clean? Does he
No.
know how to? Oh. Dang. But let's talk to Soldier Boy for a sec. Soldier Boy, what's up?
Hello, David.
Hey.
Hey, what's the story on that Democratic person or Congress that beat what's her name, Crockett? What's his name?
Tallarico?
Tallarico, the
Yeah.
Pete Buttigieg clone of Texas.
He said that God is binary and feminine.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I don't know about feminine, but
Well, didn't he also say that the border is a big front porch and a welcome mat? That's what it should be.
yeah, he's got a lot of bad baggage. He's going to go down in flames pretty spectacularly this fall.
I mean, they had a
He's
big
not a
difference
threat.
between him and Crockett. I think they're pretty much the same.
Well, yeah, except that he's, for the Democratic Party, he was more acceptable because he's white and he's not radical. He doesn't present himself as radical like Jasmine does sometimes, and so they rigged the primary to get Jasmine, to make sure Jasmine wouldn't be their nominee, which is a habit they formed here in this century. Yeah.
By the way, she's also vanished. There hasn't been a lot of post-election Jasmine D. Crockett.
No, they paid her off. They're gonna you watch in a month or so. She's gonna turn up in some prominent job, a high-paying prominent job they've rigged for her.
Oh, okay.
Hey, David, how does he know God's sexuality?
Well, he doesn't, but I mean, it's just he's he's a Democrat politician
and God is
making
gay.
stuff up as he goes along. He's in
Yeah.
seminary. I don't know which seminary he's in. He's in one of the major Protestant religion seminaries here in Texas, and training to be a preacher before he got into politics. But I mean, in reality, where our Protestant religions have gone in this country, it could be literally Methodist or Presbyterian or Lutheran or Episcopalian, you name it. It could be any one of them. So I don't know which one he was training in, but they've all gone in that direction. Long time
but
ago.
when he said about that our border ought to be like an open door with a welcome doormat.
Yeah.
It's a big front porch.
How does he expect to get a vote with that attitude on his agenda? Oh my gosh!
Well, he'd get all the woke Democrats, and that's about 30% in Texas, and he'll get around 40%, maybe a little above that.
Oh, that's scary. All right, thanks for taking my call, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's what Democrats are. Scary
But
people.
I'm going to tell y'all right now, he is no threat. Okay? And so this deal with Trump is being advised by, I assume it's probably Susie Wiles advising him of this, that he needs to endorse John Cornyn because Paxton would have a hard time beating Tallarico. That's a line of BS, pure smelly BS. Okay? Tallarico is no threat to beat either one of them. But this is just the swamp, President Trump, to do a dumb thing here in Texas. And I'm keeping my fingers crossed Paxton will hold firm and not cooperate.
I was trying to figure out where I had seen James Tallarico talk. He was on Joe Rogan last summer.
He was on Joe Rogan.
Where I saw him talk. And Joe Rogan said, you should run for president.
Yeah.
What the hell? He just got hit in the head too many damn times. He's another one. Go away, Joe. I'm
He's
done
just
with you
all over
too.
the place, yeah, but at least he's not a Jew hater, right? I mean, at least
I'll give him credit for
hasn't
that.
gone down that road.
No, but I've had it with him. You couldn't get me to sit and waste an hour of my time.
Some people he has on are very fascinating.
Yes, yeah, I love the conversations he has.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to most of them.
I can't.
But I
You're
listen to some pretty weird stuff.
I
Hell, I
know.
still go to bed at night listening to Art Bell reruns. So, that's how weird I am.
Reruns. I get greeted with that every morning here because we carry the current version of that show when I walk in. And once in a while, sometimes it's a caller, sometimes it's a guest, and they're coming from a planet well beyond our universe. And I will drop some sound effects in underneath them. And it really ticks off the average coast-to-coast listener.
Yeah.
But I don't care. So one of the interesting headlines this week was about an NPR visit to Venezuela and their shock at how things are different there now. Can you give us some insight on that? Because Venezuela, that's all we heard about, and drug boats getting blown out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like our attention span is well past that. But what is happening in Venezuela? Are they cooperating with us? Have they seen
America's
the light?
plan is working. I mean, it's just going right according to everything they laid out in January. And I mean, you've already increased oil production by 200,000 barrels a day. You've got the gold mines running again. You've got rare earth minerals miners were in there last week with Secretary Burgum, anxious to get started, helping the country develop its own rare earth minerals resources. And everything's going exactly as Trump said it was going to go. And
so why wouldn't we believe that things in Iran are going the way he says they are and will end the way he promises?
Well, I think that's what's going to end up happening. I mean, I honestly do. I've never wavered from that. I do think he needs to get a plan in place that's real and concrete to get the Strait of Hormuz back open. But even that is not nearly the disaster the media is portraying it as being, as we saw today. I mean, all you had to have was somebody saying, yeah, we got this plan and we're working on it. And the price went down $20 a barrel immediately.
Yeah.
Within a few hours.
That reminds me of back in 2008 when gas prices at the dollar value of that time, it seems like yesterday, but 2008 is, almost 18 years ago.
A long time ago.
Gas prices here were over $4 a gallon. They were $4.25 in August. And President Bush made one statement. It was an executive order authorizing drilling in the Gulf of Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, please. And from that point in August, the following December, just 4 months later, I bought it for $1.45 a gallon on Highway 231.
I remember
So
that drop.
Words can make a huge difference for all the others. Huge difference. Just a little presidential leadership at the right moment in time. And, that $4.25, if you adjust it for inflation in 2026 dollars, that's about $6.50 a gallon.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it was real pain at the pump.
Oh, it was. And there are always rumors going around that there were going to be shortages. And we had, it was wholly late 70s, long lines at the gas pumps here.
Yeah, because we were not energy independent. That year, by the way, in September of that year was the lowest domestic oil production in modern times in the United States.
Really?
3.7 million barrels was all we produced nationwide in that month of September of that year. Today, this month, we're going to produce 13.7 million barrels a day.
Wow.
That's the equivalent of adding Saudi Arabia to U.S. daily production in just 18 years. That's a miracle, folks. That's a damn miracle.
Let's talk about Jesse Jackson.
When does something just for a queen bee? Not when does something just for a bumblebee, right?
His son, just like Ayatollah Jr., Jesse Jr., rebuked Obama, Clinton, and Biden at the memorial.
It was.
I believe they were all in attendance at this thing.
Yeah.
As all Democrats would be. By the way, we had 2 mass shootings in Selma at the bridge celebration.
Yeah.
Democrats know how to live it up. What can I say? But Biden gets up there, and again, in a much more masculine voice, I want to ask the planners of that event.
What is wrong with you?
Because you let Joe Biden get up there and say, I'm smarter than all of you.
I mean, think about that. The guy's just, but it's just like the Paul Wellstone funeral. Remember, that was the first funeral that the Democrat Party turned into a campaign rally. When Paul Wellstone, the senator from Minnesota, died young, and I think it was in a plane crash, if I remember right. And they held a memorial service in I think in the Metrodome up there in Minneapolis is where it was. And Clinton and, all the prominent Democrats at the time get up there and make these hyper-political speeches, anti-Bush speeches, turned it into a massive political rally. And they've done that ever since at every prominent Democrat's funeral. They all become political rallies. And good for Jesse Jackson Jr., who I'm not familiar with. I don't know if he's a good man or not a good man. His father was a pretty mixed bag himself. But good for him. I mean, it takes guts to stand up to 3 presidents of the United States.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But then the piece de resistance is Joe getting up there, turn the dash double the pressure. We have actually the phone's gotten, of course, very busy in our final minutes. Mike, the mechanic is on the line. Mike.
Hey, Greg,
Hey.
I have a question for David. You were talking about oil production, and I was just kind of curious how energy independent we are now. I know we're low on a lot of refineries, and I just didn't know how many of the rigs that we have in the Gulf we're still producing, if Texas is probably one of our biggest producers, and so on.
Well, Texas is by far the biggest producer. We produce more in the state of Texas now, just in the Permian Basin, than we did in 2008 in the whole country, thanks to the shale revolution and the energy abundance agenda from Trump, both of his terms. Nationally, we're record production every month, both oil and natural gas, by far the biggest producer in the world. In both products, we're the biggest. We dominate the LNG export market. And yes, we're pretty energy independent just in terms of we get our crude that we do import from Canada mainly and from Mexico and other countries in the Western Hemisphere. We only get, we consume about 23 million barrels of oil every day. Only 500,000 of that has been coming from the Middle East. So we're not at all dependent on the Persian Gulf and the Strait of Hormuz as a country. But the price is established on a global market. So when you shut that down and take all that oil off the market, it impacts all of us in terms of gas prices. But yeah, we're the most energy secure country on earth, and we can thank shale production and the miracle of hydraulic fracturing with horizontal drilling that George Mitchell invented right within a few miles of where I live in 1999, and Trump's energy dominance agenda. It's been a miracle.
You're not hearing people whining and moaning about fracking much anymore, are we?
No. Yeah, it's not a talking point anymore.
Well, that's comforting to know. It reveals some truth that, this story, about Landman, there's some truth to that.
Oh, sure. Yes. Yeah.
And that's good. I'm glad that we do. I think they said that Biden used up a lot of our reserves, and I don't know if we've got that back where we need it yet or not, but it's still, I'm glad to hear that we are producing our own and we could stand on our own feet if something study wouldn't happen.
Mike, thanks so much for the call. And Robert, I'm sorry we're not going to have time to take yours. And David, wow, 5 o'clock out here, very much at
In a
warp
hurry.
speed.
Always does.
We appreciate it so much. DavidBlackman.substack.com. Please subscribe. And will you be joining us Thursday?
We'll see you there.
All right.
Absolutely.
Looking forward
Y'all
to it.
have-
Thank you, my
have a
friend.
great few days.
Bye.
And who knows what's going to happen between now and Thursday. That's the thing.
I know.
It's an amazing yardstick from Monday to Thursday to see the things that change. Pamela is going to close the stream.
Yep.
And we will see you tomorrow.
Yes.
And I've got Rich. He knows what's going on Wednesday, so we'll try and make a decision by tomorrow on what the weather's going to be like Wednesday, because we don't want to send people out into a severe weather situation to attend a party. We may have to delay it for a week.
That's okay.
At this point,
it's already been delayed.
It's already been delayed.
Yeah.
We're just glad you're healthy, and we'll celebrate you. Thank you so much. All right, off to the traffic dungeon with Skipper, Wall Street Business, SRN News, all coming up.
And just